What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. We doing another Throwback Thursday episode for the 2015 album "Fear Is a Lie," the breakthrough for Jay Burna. How you doing today, brother?
Well, yourself?
I'm chilling, loving life. You know,
Yeah.
one thing I particularly like on the very first song, "Self Made," and even though this doesn't really fit with the theme of the song, I liked how you talked about because I ain't gonna front, bro. When I was growing up, I tried to be a little rapper, and we was in the cafeteria, and you was talking about beating on the tables and rapping and shit, right? So so
Yeah.
so, so I'm curious, was you nice with it, or you just have
Like,
like one pocket beat that you could always go to?
I was always nice. I was always nice with it. But I would like it got to a point where it was just like I rap with my hands. So it's just like I would find like the best table beater in the school. And then we just go ham. Like it was like, man, RP to my boy James, because he used to do that shit for me all the time. And then we would just, go crazy in the school and turn it up. There's like a lot of people, circle around it. It just became a thing at lunchtime. So
What'd you say his name was? James?
James, like he was like the person to give me beats to rap on by like actual beats, not just like some like downloaded beats. Like he was like, he really believed in me. Like he'll come grab me out of class, like because he was like he played for the football team, so he had like a lot of seniority in the school. Like he was like pull me out of class just so I can go battle in the hallway type of thing. Like he really believed in me, so he would beat on the table and then I just take off, and it was
Word.
a thing. Yeah.
Man, shout out James, rest in power, brother. Thank you for gifting us with that. I guess he'll always be here as long as you're making music, if nothing else. I'm sure in many other ways as well.
That's a fact.
Where'd you shoot the man? God, that's a hard to segue out of that one, right? But where'd you shoot the cover at?
I shot the cover at UM. UM had like UM has like these dope sculptures in the yard, in the schoolyard. So like we were just looking for different areas, and then we went to we
When you
found this
say
one.
UM, you mean the U, right?
Yeah, the U, the
Yeah,
U.
okay. Good, because somebody in the middle of the country might think that you talking about some like off-brand school like Michigan or some shit. But
Hey,
we talking
hey,
about we talking about the U.
we talking about the U.
Word.
Um, but yeah, so it was just like we found it, and then like we played with the color grade, and it was just like we found the right color grade for everything, and then that was the cover.
Word. On Ready, I really like. I guess the fancy music word is extrapolation, but how you flipped a little bit of that Usher lines, and then I like how you utilize the screw on it. So
Mhm.
just because of the songwriting and the elements, that's my favorite song on the project. I'm curious, what yours is.
It's definitely between Ready and Paradise. The outro on Paradise more so, but definitely Ready.
Yeah, bro. I love how like in your music, like you don't just let the song in when you're done rapping or you're done with the third hook or whatever. How you got like a lot of bridges, or you play the instrumental in a different key. That shit's dope as shit. Like there's really no point to that. I just salute your musicianship, and I like what that brings to the game.
Yeah, people don't even like. I don't think people like sit there and actually like realize that I do that. But it's more so for like the ears. Like if I'm gonna be a musician, I'm gonna be a musician. So I'm gonna cater to everything. Like
Well,
everything.
I went. My fault to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
I actually was listening to this podcast with this music professor, and he was talking about the effectiveness of the baby in the short songs. But then he was
Mhm.
also talking about that if somebody's trying to keep somebody listening to an album, it behooves the artist to slow the song down before the next song, because when the next song comes on, it grabs the listener's attention. So let's say I'm in the house doing dishes, listening to the music, that's going to regain my attention.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so there's always a science to everything, whether we know it or not. Um,
Agreed.
Speaking of the screwed up, there was a lot of, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but there was a few instances where you use some screw on it, and when you're getting a call, I can still hear you, brother. So you can just keep talking. The screen turns black. But I'm curious. Are you a big fan of screw? And if so, is there any
Shout
particular?
out to DJ Screw. RP DJ Screw. Shout out to OG Ron C. I definitely have a strong inspiration from like I'm inspired so much from Houston music and that whole screwed movement. And I definitely it takes it I've studied it for a long time, so definitely I gotta give them their props for, inspiring me to want to do that in my music.
And then finally, just, you know, and these are separate questions. Where were you at life, and where were you at in your career? Let's say, where were you at in your life when you, right when you were releasing the album, and where were you at in your career when you started recording it?
We had just built the studio from the ground up. I had my daughter was my daughter's mom was pregnant with my daughter. Um, I had got a there was another girl pregnant at the time. She ended up losing a baby. I was just in a space of like creating, and I was at the beginning of everything, and that's really where I was at. And like the Fears of Lies, like my breakthrough, and like the beginning of my actual career, and that was like the beginning of the birth of my child. So it was just like the beginning of a lot of shit.
You know, I might have been trying to contact you in the wrong formats, or you know, maybe I couldn't figure out who your publicist is. Sometimes it's not always easy to do that. But that's when I became aware of you. And when you responded to me and said that you do this podcast, I kind of took that as a sign that I've advanced in my career. Because, and again, through no fault of your own, but I was unable to get your attention earlier. So this is a little bit big to me, because I've listened to Fear is a Lie at least 10 times a year since it's been released.
Oh wow, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That says a lot.
I mean, like, for one thing, when I don't feel like I'm a big workout head, right? And when I don't got motivation, I listen to Self Made.
Yeah, man. That's where I was. I was in the self-made was in the it was one of them spaces where it was just like, man, if nobody's gonna give it to me, I'm gonna go get it. Like, you know, like I'm gonna do this myself. Like I'm gonna create this from the ground up, and people gonna have to feel me some type of way, either way it goes. And my boy Rod, another person, you know, there was like, so he actually was one of the people that helped me start my label. RP to him. And you know, he just like he came in through with that bridge, and he was just like, yo, I think I got a bridge for this, because it was just a verse. And from there we turned it up and was like, yo, this is the outro. And I mean, this is the intro. I'm sorry. This is the intro. And self-made, you know, it motivates me too to this day, ironically.
Word. I mean, shit, bro. Like what you said just now before you started talking about your man, about you manifested everything. If ain't but
Oh
nobody
yeah,
gonna give it to you, you gonna go out and get it. And damn sure if you didn't do it. So salute to you for that. A lot of people talk about shit, but
that's definitely a manifestation song. At the time, I didn't even have two rings or two two chains. Like I was just like grinding my ass off, and everything in that song is actually what's right now.
shit, that's super. What's up, man? Thank you for joining us for this Throwback Thursday episode, man.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt. Take it light. Super Fact Show. Like, rate, review, subscribe, and I will never ask you for money.